Welcome, Cancer. This is your weekly focus for March the 4th through to the 10th, 2024. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And let's turn to the cards. Underlying energy, King of Cups. So we are looking at our foundations, our firm foundations, how to make our foundations firm. We're looking at different parts of our life and weighing out the pros and cons, what's good, what has value, what does not. We're asking ourselves some key questions about people in the community, people in our workspace, people within our home, our environments. Do they respect us? Do they treat us with compassion and empathy? Do they have our backs? We're looking at our money, our financial statements right now, and we are saying, okay, how can I move forward with this? Or how do I need to increase? How do I need to maybe move some things around so that my money is working for me? You're looking at the practicalities of life. You are looking at, the things that are needed most. Am I able to keep a roof over my head? Am I able to provide myself with food and warmth and clothing? When I go out of my environment, are people loving and encouraging, or do they pull me down? What kind of environment do I want to create for myself going forward? We have the Hierophant. I think people will be coming to you for advice, for wisdom this week with this card as your first. You're centered, you're strong, you're diplomatic, you have a high intuition. You can kind of foresee, you can feel, you can maybe read their aura, or maybe you get close enough to them that your aura, gets into their aura and you read their aura through your aura. And you don't even know you're doing it, right? It's like when, you're waiting for somebody at the restaurant, and they come and they sit down, and before they actually are sitting that there's something wrong. Something's going on. Something's different. Are they feeling okay? Like, you already have that perception in your head kind of thing. Okay? Reading somebody's aura through your aura. We do it quite naturally. We don't even realize it. Okay, we have the Star card, making the impossible possible. So where have you felt like you just really can't step right now? You want to. It calls out to you. But for some reason, the practicalities of it just doesn't make sense to you. Because something's going to happen maybe this week. Maybe something literally happens to move you towards that goal, that dream, where you can make it possible to step into that arena of your life. Or you get this aha moment, this epiphany, this awakening. But I think something can happen in your life, quite serendipity like, that just kind of puts you in a place. So, think long and hard. Just don't, push it away and put your focus back on the tried and true of what you're doing right now. I think this could be a window of opportunity, or maybe it just gets your brain to start working that there are other possibilities and other ways to go forward. And you stop, maybe where you have been limiting yourself, you see now where you can break down those barriers, where you can go forward with the strength. We have the Five of Cups as well. This is kind of like everybody's getting the Five of Cups. Where we have, okay, so we're not where we are because we did this mistake and this, didn't go right, and we kind of look back and we kind of kick ourselves a little bit. We're a little afraid to take a leap of faith because, maybe we've seen it happen to others that they weren't successful. Maybe it will happen to us. We need the success. We need the foundation. The foundation is very strong for you this week. You need that strong foundation, and you want to feel that earth underneath your feet, so to speak. And so I think you're kind of stagnating yourself in some way. You're pulling back on your creativity. You're pulling back on where you can step forward, what you can actually do. So you might be at a crossroads of something could open up to you, and the fear of the unknown could be, freezing you into place. But this is about allowing yourself to, be in the moment. to realize that there is so much more out there and the possibilities are endless. So what limitations are holding you back? What limitations are not allowing you to see a way forward? It's like if you gave yourself the right pep talk, you do a 180 and oh my gosh, I didn't know all this was here. But I think something comes in and kind of like flips you into a 180 really fast. You may not like that, and you may push away from it, but I'm telling you that you might want to just, maybe keep your distance, okay, but observe, get clarity, get understanding of what that could possibly mean for you going forward. Work and career, we have the Eight of Swords. So yeah, our perceptions are changing. Where we thought we were in a corner, we couldn't go forward, we couldn't get rid of this burden, this responsibility, this obligation that was holding us back from going forward in the way we want. We now see the way forward. We now have a clarity come in, that aha moment, that epiphany, that perception changes in some way, especially when it comes to work and career. So maybe you've always wanted to do this side money stream, but you have a decent paying job and, what am I going to do about that kind of energy? It could be, where now you see how you can actually step forward in that way, step forward in a different way. A new plan of attack is what I'm hearing. Okay, so we have the Justice card as well. This is cutting away what no longer has value, no longer supports you. Okay, start really realistically looking at your steps and, is it rewarding? Do they pay you what you are worth? Does it allow me to do the things I love doing the most? Does it fill me with a passion, with motivation to get up every morning because I can't wait to get there and start doing? And these are the things that you should be asking yourself if you're putting out your resumes or something, looking for work. Is this something that I'm really going to want to get out of bed and do every day? Will it fill me with some kind of passion, some kind of desire, some kind of momentum I can build off of through my enthusiasm? The Judgment card, something's going to come in this week. Something's going to come in to reward you or to push you forward a little bit. So where do you want that push? When it comes to work, career, your stature, where do you really want that push? Is it in your current job? Is it in the passion, the dream, the sideline you've had nestled on the side? Because I think something's going to happen this week to trigger something. Now, we have free wills. You don't have to say yes, okay? But I think something will present itself to the majority of you to move you. And it could just be an aha moment, an epiphany. A thought comes in that, it doesn't have to be something. But with the Eight of Swords, Justice, and Judgment all coming together here, it's like you get this new perception of where you can go, of what you can do, seeing where there has been some walls in place where you thought you couldn't go forward, where you thought that this was the end of the line, or you'd pushed yourself in a corner, or it's just a good enough job to keep you comfortable enough that you got a little bit complacent with it. But then the Justice card comes in here and say, well, if it's not moving you forward, if it's not giving you more prosperity on a regular basis, then you really need to rethink if it's really helping you or hindering you here. And then the Judgment card comes in to say, you're starting to see the way forward now to a bigger, brighter, better future. Here's something to help you on your way. We also have the Six of Gabriel. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. It's time to move on to the next project. Awards, scholarships, promotions. So there's some kind of recognition that could be happening. A promotion could be happening this week. And maybe you don't even realize it. Maybe just the bosses are talking and penciling you in for that promotion. And unbeknownst to you, but this is when it happens. This is when it opens up to you. This is when the energy starts. But congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. So pat yourself on the back for what you do, because you give it your all. I know you do, because you're a Cancer. How could you not, right? And it's already, even if it's the job you don't like, then it's the people that make it worth showing up for every day. Time to move forward with the next project, though. It is time to move forward in some way, in some form. It could be, it could be 1,001 things. But it really stems on, do you really want to stay here? Like, is this working, or do we really want to branch out because there's some kind of passion or dream or desire that's always been close and dear to your heart that you've wanted to really step into? And if that's the case, then this is the time to dip your toe in the water. Another one, he said? Okay, one more. The Ten of Raphael. Look at this. We got a rainbow. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members. Happily ever after. Okay, I will say no more. This is a time when just the beauty of who you are kind of moves you forward. That the universe is recognizing just your value of your heart alone, but your skills, the things that you can do, the way that you can offer it in a way that nobody else can, just a loving, compassionate way, and still, you gain great prosperity from it, great abundance, and maybe you get some of that by just the heart connections alone. That was a long way around for that. Okay. The Hangman for love and relationships. Stand back a little bit. Look it over. What do you really want in that relationship? And how are you going to make that work? This is one for strong, healthy dialogue. When this card comes up in the first place for relationships. If you're not in a relationship, then the dialogue needs to be with yourself. To put yourself in the present moment and to look at the relationship. Maybe it's a part of the relationship that's not working right now. Maybe there's questions that you need answers to. Maybe you want to change the rules. Maybe you're drawing new lines in the sand. Maybe you're trying to build harmony and beauty within the relationship. It's almost like you can freeze time here. I have no idea what that was. It's almost like you can freeze time here to move yourself forward in the relationship or to back away from the relationship. It's got another card for clarity. The Two of Swords, you're making a decision within these relationships here. These could be close relationships. So do they have your back? Do they love you? Will they throw themselves in front of a bus for you, kind of thing? Do they have an empathy, a compassion? Do they support you? Do they love you? Do they believe in you? Are they your cheerleader squad? There's a lot of emotion here. You know the true answers. You have to go within in order to find those answers. And you can ask for a lot of advice, but you're not really going to get it. You might get their idea of, from their walk in life, what they would do, but they haven't walked your path. So, and something, it's going to take a courage. Maybe you're speaking out for the first time about how to really have, where you've compromised and now you want to collaborate within the relationship. Maybe you're rethinking some parts of the relationship. So give it thought of what you want to address. This could be a good friend. This could be your spouse. It can be with your parents, a child, or your children, okay? Because I call my kids children, and they're in their 30s. Oh, goodness. Oh, where did that time go? Okay, so, and we have the Knight of Swords. I think maybe where you thought that, this was one of those moments where you gained a new perception, a new understanding. Maybe you've backed it up. You did a little bit of an observation from a different standpoint, a different point of view, different colored glasses, whatever the case may be. You got a little bit more clarity of what needs to happen in the relationship. And I don't think that you are in any way worried of stepping into that. There comes a moment where you have this great strength to do exactly what you want to do going forward in the relationship. So maybe you've given a little bit of your power away within the relationship and you're trying to claim it back. I think you see the way forward now, or where you've compromised, yeah, given away, something that you really wanted. But, in order to create harmony and beauty in the relationship. And I think you're pulling that back and you're understanding how to make it so it works for everybody, just not them. Does that make sense? Make an effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you are guided to take. So I'm not telling you to pull away from the relationship. I'm telling you to embrace yourself first within the relationship. You guys make the effort within the relationship. Maybe this is just confirming that you already make the effort within the relationship. That's the only reason I can think this card comes out. To know that you would do it in a heartbeat for them, so they should just do it in a heartbeat for you. I think that is the true message of that card. Heart-to-heart conversations, honesty, discuss your feelings with each other. Yes, I truly believe that there has to be some kind of positive dialogue happening here. So think about what you really want and then think about how you are going to present it and say it. But I think I see you really sticking to it, really honoring yourself in these moments, which is fabulous, okay? And I commend you for doing it. So it's okay. It's okay to put yourself first. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Where you focus is where you're going to grow this week. So focus on the positive, focus on the future, focus on the prosperity, the success, the abundance, the love. The Five of Pentacles, don't throw in the towel. I know, but this too shall pass. You sit on the threshold of the door of abundance. I tell you, things are going to start. All of a sudden, the opportunities, the adventures, they're right around the corner for you. I can say that with the truth. I think this new moon in Pisces will bring some of that adventure and opportunity into your world. So patience is a virtue. Don't give up now. You're so very close. You're so very near. The Ten of Swords. You've learned what you've had to learn. Yeah, you could be a little tired this weekend, or this week, I should say, going into the weekend. Take a deep breath, okay? Those swords aren't in your back. They're behind you. They are your shield of strength. And soon, you will feel the sun that's parting those clouds right now, or the clouds are parting so that you can feel the sun shine down on you, warm you. You'll stand up, you'll brush yourself off, but you go forward with a strength, with the surety that you didn't have before. We have the Dolphin. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Okay, create the happiness, the laughter, the love in your life. But I think you're going to be doing that a little bit more by allowing some things to leave your life. We are in full moon energy, and there is a strong theme of death and rebirth here as well, right? That some things have to change, that they can't remain the same. So they either have to be modified or left in the rearview mirror in order for them to transform going forward in the way that you want to transform your world. We have the Face Your Fears, release the power of fear. Okay, so where you are filling up with anxiety because you have to have that talk or you have to do that certain thing, okay? Well, once you actually face your fear, it does lose power. Okay, and I'm not talking that, so just move on and get over it. Okay, I'm not saying that in the least. Fears are there to keep us safe, okay? When we touch a hot stove, we always have a fear of that red burning ember. We don't want to put our hand anywhere near it, and we always make sure we don't, right? We don't even question why we don't put our hands near the burner. We just know, right? But because it instills a fear of what could happen, right? Your hand bandaged up for weeks. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Maybe you'll need skin graft. Like, what can go wrong? You don't want to get anywhere near that. And it's so ingrained in us, we don't even think about why we don't go near that hot element. But there has to be a fear in place, right? Fears are designed to keep us safe. So it's very healthy to have a fear of fire and flame and hot elements. But sometimes we get this fear and it's an irrational fear. Sometimes we build things up because we have limited information. So we hold back. We don't say what we want to say because, well, we want to be loved. We want to be embraced. We want to be respected. We want to be a part of something. We want to be part of the community. So when somebody told you, don't do that, people don't like it when people do that, chances are you immediately stop doing that. And now maybe something is asking you to do just that very thing. And so you have a fear. But by understanding that it was somebody's opinion a long time ago that people don't like, it really what they were saying is they didn't like what you were doing. Wasn't everybody. You didn't know that at the time. Maybe you were at a young enough stage that you didn't even question it. Well, look at your fears. Let go of your fears. It's a beautiful time to heal during full moon energy. We're going to get one more. Go with the flow. Let things happen, okay? Don't fight it. Don't try and swim against the current. Just go with the flow and experience what shows up. And know that every step is a step forward, even if it feels like a step backwards. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.